Hi there, I'm Susan Beyer with Audience Audit. This is Fun with Research. Thanks for joining me today. Today I want to talk very specifically about building thought leadership with research and why that is effective, and give you some ideas for thinking about how you might be able to incorporate research into your thought leadership. So there's a metaphor I use with my audience around thought leadership research and why it's so helpful. If you think about, if you've ever seen the Olympics and you've seen those folks up on those very high diving boards for the diving competitions at the Olympics, a couple of things are undoubtedly memorable for you. One, for many of us, is how high those platforms are. And the prospect of jumping off something that high to land in basically the deep end of a swimming pool is striking. Research is the platform that you are diving off of. Thought leadership research is not the thought leadership in and of itself. It's a platform to give you a good, strong basis for what you're talking about, to have real data supporting what you're talking about. You are still the thought leader. So research does not replace you in your thought leadership journey. It's just there to support you. The other aspect of that platform is how impressive it is and how differentiating it is for the diver when we see that person. If they're up on a platform like that, that really says something about their commitment to their craft. The same is true with research. If you are investing in the time and the attention and the cost of developing research for an audience around topics that you care about and want to talk about, that's impressive to that audience. That indicates commitment to that audience, and that sets you apart because not everybody is doing that. So research is very helpful from just the standpoint of, hey, look at me, I'm different, I've got something special demonstrating my level of commitment to this that other people don't have. So it's valuable in and of its own right from that standpoint. The other thing we know is what creates valuable thought leadership in the minds of those who are following B2B thought leaders. And this is directly from research with thought leadership followers. They want information that is new. They don't want thought regurgitation. They want new facts, new insights, new ideas, new perspectives, new advice. Research is uniquely able to provide new. Because it can touch on current topics with real data. It can test assumptions and sometimes fly in the face of what we expect to see. It can provide new perspectives on a problem or on an audience. We do segmentation research based on attitudes. So we sometimes see different groups within an audience that feel very differently about something that isn't associated with their demographics or the kind of company that they work in, or et cetera, and that is new. So research can be very helpful in simply providing a platform for new information, new ideation, new advice, new perspectives. So they want something new, number one. Number two, they want something helpful. They want something helpful both strategically and tactically. You can talk on stage all day, but if you do not give your audience something to take away that they can implement in their organizations, then you've lost the thought leadership game. Research, by nature of the information it can provide, can offer very helpful insights, both from the perspective of sort of where am I compared to everybody else, if it's that kind of research, and setting your sort of expectations relative to where you are now, how you sort of are in the pack, where the best performers are, and how to get there, and also very tactical, specific advice with respect to challenges that you can address in a monthly blog post for your audience, or the resources that they're using to find out about products or services like yours. So research can give insight that's very helpful with respect to current information, both strategic and tactical, about what your audience should go do. The third thing that thought leadership followers want and that they associate with quality thought leadership is information that's really based on a sense of trust with the person presenting it. So this comes from a combination of things. It comes from you work in the space. You are currently active in whatever industry, approach, that you are, geography that you are talking about. So basically, you know, because you're in it with us. So that kind of experience in the business is very powerful for thought leadership followers. Secondly, they want it to come from somebody that they like, that seems approachable, that seems someone like them, not sort of a talking head up on stage who's too important to talk to the rest of us little people, but somebody who feels like they could have a conversation with. It's trust, right? It's about, I trust you because of the experience you have and the fact that you are current in this experience as you're talking to me. And you seem nice. And you seem like I could ask you questions. And you seem helpful. And all of that combines with the research that you have to be helpful. You know, not everybody is out there doing research and then not holding on to it and keeping it a secret, but sharing it with everybody for the benefit of others without charging anything for access to it. That is generosity. That builds trust. Consistently providing content around your research, that builds trust as being helpful. So can you do thought leadership without research? You absolutely can. But if you think about the books that you have enjoyed reading from thought leaders, the talks that you've heard from thought leaders, the videos that you follow regularly from thought leaders, chances are very good that somewhere in there, there's some data they're presenting to support their ideas, to give you new ideas, to substantiate what they're talking about. And certainly when it comes to conferences these days, they are really prioritizing research-based talks because they get a lot of pitches for talks that are kind of that talking head, ego, try to, sell you on something I'm selling sort of talk. And that's not what conference organizers want. They want something that's real. So if you come in with research of any kind around your thought leadership, it really, for a number of reasons, separates you from other thought leaders and provides incredible value and builds trust with your audience. So that's my spiel for why you should be incorporating some kind of research into your thought leadership. And if you know me, I talk to folks all the time about the kinds of research they can incorporate, and not all of it is ours. There are lots of ways to get research into your thought leadership. It can be very helpful, and it can also really give you a foundation for a year or more of content that you can prepare ahead of time because you have the data. You know what you're going to be talking about, you know your point of view, you know your audience, and you can talk about that all year long and still provide every post, every video, new information, new advice that's helpful to your audience. So I want you to think about that. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks for joining me on Fun with Research. Talk soon.